Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to my channel. This is Zob's Wearables Tutorials. Thank you all for subscribing. We are growing and it's really been a while. We've been busy this period and so much work to do. But today we are bringing us a video on nursing pads, reusable or washable nursing pads. If you can see what I have here, this is the one I used for my baby. Just recently he brought out my nursing bag and this fell off. So I was like, wow, did I actually use this? Because it's kind of rough, but it saved me that time. So I'm making a video for us to know how to make this reusable nursing pads. We use it when we are breastfeeding, so that even when the baby is not sucking, you won't have the fear of having your clothes wet around the breast area, because when the breast milk is full, you're likely to get stained around the breast area. So this will help you control those things. I actually attended a program somewhere and the lady didn't know that she's already stained around that area. So when I got her informed, she had to use a towel to cover up. And you know that sometimes our dressings helps in boosting our confidence, and I am sure that her confidence of the way she dressed got reduced at that particular point. So if she had had this on, I believe it wouldn't have happened. This kind of looks very inferior to me, but I used it and it worked for me then. But today I'm going to be showing us how we can actually make our own at home using any kind of fabric we have. Okay, looking at the table, the materials I have this warden, the one we use for normal women breast pad. When we are sewing to cup and give it that breast shape. So I have a piece of warden I have here. Then for my circular shape, to get a perfect circle, I had to bring out a disc, a disc. Then I have my bias tape for binding, because I'm not going to be serging, I'll have to bind. My marking chalk, my scissors. Then excuse me, I have a piece of lace fabric or net lace fabric, which I may not use, but you can use it if you want. Then a piece of ankara. This project is actually very economical. You can use any piece of fabric to make this for yourself. Even if you want to sell, you actually make a lot of gain, no matter the amount of fabric you use. But no matter how small or how big, you can work with this. So this is a satin fabric, which is going to be the one I'll put, as in the one that will be facing the skin directly, while this is going to be the outer part of the breast part. Now let's get started. The first thing to do is to cut out circles, a pair of circle. You can see I've already marked out some circles on my warden using the plate. So what I'll do now is to cut it out. Just cut out both circles. If you want more, so that by the time you wash the other one, you can have another one to use on, then you can make more than two pairs. This is for one breast and this other one is going to be for the other breast. Okay, now I've cut out the circles, but I'm noticing that the one I had is a bit smaller than this. So if I still want this size, I can go ahead and place it, retrace, and then use the same size. But I think this is fine. If you want it reduced, still okay. Depends on what you want. You can give it any shape you want. Some people who want theirs having a sweetheart shape. It all depends. All these things, they are inside the glue. Nobody's even seeing the shape. All right, now I've cut out the circles from my wording. I'm going to use it also to cut out circles from my fabric. Okay, now we have our circles. This is the main fabric. This is the lining. But I think I would prefer this part, that's the satin, because it's kind of smooth and it won't give me any kind of itching, to be the part facing inside. That is the part touching the breast itself. So it's going to be on the ground, the first layer. Then looking at wording, if you're conversant with this wording, or if you use this particular type, you know that there is this other side that is kind of adhesive. So I think that it's going to be more absorbent if we use this other side. That is what I mean, is this other side that is free should be the one that will come this way, while we use the Ankara to cover it, or whichever way you want to do it. The essence is just to prevent breast milk leakages staining your clothes. So the part that is kind of looks adhesive, I'm going to place it on top of the wrong side of my lining, that is the satin, so that when this other part that looks like wool absorbs it, the other side that's kind of have adhesive will prevent it from staining the cloth. Okay, now I'm going to place my Ankara fabric, my piece of Ankara fabric, on top, the wrong side facing the wool part of the other circle. Now this is the arrangement. The right part of my satin is facing up at the moment, then the adhesive part comes up facing the wrong part of my satin, and then the wrong part of the fabric is now on top. In that way you have the right part of the fabric and the right part of the satin, both under and on top. So I'm going to go ahead now and sew this together, after which I'll use bias tape and tape the edges. But if you don't want to use your bias tape, you can just go ahead and use your serger and serge it, and there you have it. Now let's go to our sewing, and then let me join this together. After doing this, you also repeat same process with this one. So be right back. All right, I'm done joining the wording, my lining, and the Ankara fabric together. You can see this is the wrong side. I actually used a black thread so that we'll see how it looks. Now if I'm to compare the measurements, I think it's now equal, so it's best to use a disc, so that by the time you're done joining it and turning it, you still have a smaller size. That is if you don't like this side. So this is the way I sewed it. All three pieces of fabric are now in one piece. So the next thing I'll do now, if you have a serger, you can just go ahead and serge the surrounding of the fabric. Like this one, the one I had earlier was serged, and this is actually a piece of paper they used inside. Anyway, it's all good. Okay, now you can serge, but I'm going to be using bias to bind mine. Okay, now this is what we have. You can see I used bias to turn the edges. Alright, but if you have a serger or a weaving machine, you can just go ahead and weave it. It's going to give it a more fine shape. Unlike this, it's kind of hard because of the bias. You stitch on the other side and turn it. So I think using a sewing weaving machine will be better and more neat based on what I have seen now. So, but for those that do not have a weaving machine, you can just do with this. It's what you put inside. Nobody's actually going to see it, just to help yourself and prevent breast milk leakages. If you found this, if you find or have found this video useful, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thank you so much for being with us. We are still your host, Zob's Wearables Tutorials. Thank you. Till we meet again. Bye.